Why do older men have thicker hands? Their hands have just touched more stuff. I'm older and definitely have the sausage fingers now. And it's not from hard physical labor. I lump it with the other grotesqueries of age, such as hair in the ears and balls stretching earthward. Even 60s lol. Son, I know you think you'll be 20 forever, but warning. Time waits for no one. Yeah, I got them sausage fingers around 40 or so. It's not from hard labor. It's from time, and gravity, and being on the earth for decades, and from growing, and eating and drinking and living. And I was someone who didn't have to shave more than once a week till I was 40. And now there's even some hairs on the sausages. And sunspots. But there's nothing you can do, you just be glad you're here right now, cause we're all just a blink of an eye. Chronic disease researcher here. I believe it to be largely based on factors related to aging and inflammation. Chronic disease or elevated risk factors for chronic disease start very early in life, 20s and 30s, or even earlier now with the obesity pandemic. Fat accumulation in the fingers paired with inflammation caused by various forms of arthritis are some major factors. Laborers who work their hands also develop arthritic joints that build up with crystalline deposits. Hypertension long-term can lead to downstream kidney dysfunction, which can then lead to water retention as well as toxicity from unfiltered compounds like uric acid, leading to hyperuricemia and other forms of acidosis. Uric acid, of course, leads to a whole cascade of systemic inflammation, not just in the big toe like is commonly portrayed. Honestly, this is something I've thought a lot about. I spend a lot of time exercising each week trying to get as big, strong and lean as I can. I get compliments on my physique, but every time I shake one of these knurled mittens these guys in their 60s call hands, I curse the gods for my desk job. They could squish my baby hands into nothing without taking a breath. Well, I hate to sound like them, but yeah, hard work makes your hands look like that. And not like the kids these days don't want to work. But back then, if they worked in construction, manufacturing, and other skilled labor, they didn't have the technology we do today. My great-grandfather worked in coal mines as an immigrant and died of black lung, and I worked in a factory making axles for rams, and the only bad thing that happened to me was my feet sorta hurt. We take our technology for granted today. Well, there are a few things. Labor in general causes your hands to get thicker. Your bones and joints actually respond to stress and can get thicker. Not to mention your actual hand muscles. Repeated stress can cause swelling, and even arthritis. A lot of older men and women may be showing early signs of arthritis, which makes their fingers thicker. Both of those really depend on what you use your hands for. Older men are more likely to do manual labor jobs, or at least jobs that require the use of your hands a lot more. And these effects stack over time. If you see a much older man who isn't really working anymore, or who is wealthy who hasn't really had to do much with their hands, you won't notice the same effect. While we usually associate growth hormones with children, adults do still have growth hormones in small amounts, and we tend to notice more profound effects from them in the hands and face. If I remember my house episode correctly, untreated high blood pressure can affect the appearance of fingers. I dunno, I do manual labor for work and my hands are pretty strong but still slender and good for typing. I'm 42 by the way. Inflammation is a possibility. Arthritis, diabetes, kidney, liver disease, heart disease, etc. can all cause swelling of the extremities. It's not necessarily just from repeated hard work. These conditions generally affect and/or are more commonly found in older men, women, One friend I know lost a ton of weight and mentioned that you lose it all over your body, not just your gut. He noted the weight loss made some shoes fit that couldn't before, because they have done some actual work with their hands in their lifetime. I'll be 40 in a couple of months and I still have little girl hands, which I am more than fine with. My dentist explained to me that all bone responds to physical stresses by growing more dense and in some cases growing in size. That's why, with my nightly grinding, my gums have developed pronounced ridges. Maybe hand bones are similar? You're basically still a child. Give it time. I would hazard a guess that in many but not all cases this is due to more fluid retention from various age-related conditions. I'm 40 and still have girly hands, by the way. Labor. Congenital sausage fingers. Ear hair. Eyebrows that no longer shut off. All the hits. All real. Along with the aches, dad noises, etc. But 57. Still playing ice hockey 3x a week. Still playing guitar. Hanging out with friends and family. Wooderson was right. I'm just 25 with 32 years experience. I'm laughing inside at this post. Why? Because I always wondered the same thing as a young man full of piss and vinegar. Guess what? I didn't figure it out until I looked at my 20-year-old son's hands. My hands used to look like a scrawny version of my dad's, and now my son's hand looks like a scrawny version of mine. Life throws us a lot of curveballs, and we as men do everything we can to fix things. We pick up stuff, use wrenches and screwdrivers, help people with stuff, pick up our kids, etc., etc., etc. Unless you work out your hands every day, you'll never get those big, thick, muscular hands until you're 40 plus. Hope this helps.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.